Hey everyone, I have another quick supervisor story that I heard recently that I wanted to share with you. There was a supervisor and a manager, and the supervisor at this organization decided that they were going to leave that position and take another position within the organization. So they were obviously hiring for this position, and they had an internal candidate and an external candidate. The internal candidate was the direct report to the supervisor currently. They had explained to them that there would be 2 interviews in this process, and so after the first interview, shortly after that, the supervisor came to the entire staff and announced that they had decided to hire the external candidate. Now, obviously, the internal candidate was very upset. They'd only had 1 interview. They were told they would have 2, so they called HR, and it was explained to them that it shouldn't have happened that way. They definitely needed to have a second interview. So after already announcing that they were going to hire the external candidate, the supervisor and manager came back to do a second interview with the internal candidate. Now, obviously, they had already made their choice, so there was no point in doing the second interview. And for obvious reasons, this was really upsetting to the internal candidate. This has been a long-time employee, and now this is how they're getting treated. It amazes me that this stuff is still happening with organizations. I don't get it. It makes no sense. If somebody understands it, can you please comment below and explain it to me, because I don't get it. First of all, if you're going to tell your employee and candidates that you're going to do 2 interviews, you need to do 2 interviews and stay true to your word. Second of all, if you don't choose to hire your internal candidate, that's fine, but pull them aside and explain to them that they weren't the pick, instead of, first of all, not doing 2 interviews and then announcing to the whole staff and making them find out that way. If you need help hiring at your organization, give us a call. We'd love to see how we can help.